Let's talk about Beyond Order by Jordan Peterson. We're going to dive into this chapter by chapter. Chapter 1, do not carelessly denigrate social institutions or creative achievement. He kind of draws a line that there are both of these things, and they both play a role in our society, and we need the structure and we need the creativity, and we should both respect each side. But my favorite was that we benefit from talking through things with friends, family, or other people. It helps us work through our past or plan something out in our future or enjoy our present. That we don't think well, but talking through helps us think. Chapter 2 is titled, Imagine Who You Could Be, and then aim single-mindedly at that. In summary, this is a very encouraging chapter. It does talk about never taking aim and therefore always missing the mark. And you do have to think about what you want to be and what you want to be doing and then aim at it. It doesn't have to be way out of bounds or crazy, but to go ahead and aim at it and take some steps towards it. So often we sit back in fear of failure and never really taking action. Chapter 3 is titled, Do Not Hide Unwanted Things in the Fog. And I must say, definitely one of my favorite chapters. I did a lot of underlining. Just quickly, it's kind of like warning you not to ignore things. If there is something that's kind of bugging you or keeping you up at night or something you kind of know you're trying to avoid, it really doesn't do you a lot of good. It'd be better to write it down, face it, say it out loud to someone you trust, so that you can take action and watch it kind of dissolve. Okay, chapter 4, notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been abdicated. It talks about working hard in this chapter, doing a little extra, talks about growing up. Let me just read you this. If the cost of betraying yourself in the deepest sense is guilt, shame, and anxiety, the benefit of not betraying yourself is meaning, the meaning that sustains. That is the most valuable of opportunities that lurks where responsibility has been abdicated. Rule 5, do not do what you hate. He talks about to thine own self be true, which is a Shakespeare quote. He talks about chaos and order in this chapter. He again talks about paying attention when the rules are becoming corrupt and we might need to step outside of those boundaries. Talks about our conscience, our own self-betrayal when we're not listening to our conscience. Rule number 6, and probably one of the most thought-provoking. Not really ever heard this anywhere else. And it's called Abandon Ideology. I almost feel like I can't do this chapter justice on the so many wonderful areas that he goes into and helps you understand maybe something that was your perspective and now you can see it's not really helpful, or maybe you can see someone else's perspective and not hold so firmly and tightly to your own. Okay, so those were the first 6 chapters of Beyond Order, and I will split this up and do the next 6. Next week is the plan. I have read the whole book. I highly recommend it if you want to challenge yourself and get some good, convicting, intellectual, psychological, current event reading. This is it.